My name is Rita Nickerson. I am Xavier's mother. And whew, when he got arrested and I got that call that he had done some really horrible things out in these streets, I didn't understand it. I couldn't believe it. This is my firstborn child. The smart A student, did what he was supposed to do, well-mannered. He was my genius child. That's what we called him, mother of four. And Xavier was the one, when the OGTs came out, the principal came to the house to pick him up because she knew he was going to be one to pass. And then on Mother's Day, I found out that he was involved in a robbery, and my life was changed forever. Being a single parent, trying to raise a young man with problems of my own. You know, I suffer from alcoholism, and I didn't realize how my behavior impacted my children. I thought as long as I made sure that they went to school and did what they needed to do in school and at home, that everything would be okay. As time went on and Xavier got sentenced to 9 years, and it took a while because he was stubborn in these streets, and he believed that he was loyal to the streets, to the gang. So for me to get that call that my son was involved in a robbery on Mother's Day was devastating. Not my oldest genius child, not Xavier. And I was the mother. I was one of them mothers. I have to say this, you know, when the police came to my home and told me they were looking for my child in 2008, May of 2008, I was scared. I was scared that they were going to murder my child, and I did not want to be one of those mothers who had to bury their son. So I took the police to where my son was at. One of the hardest things that I ever had to do, because I'm from the streets, and we don't do that. You know, he's got people in Chicago, all over the United States. I could have sent him, but I knew there was no way for me to get him out of Cleveland. So we had to do what we needed to do. Growing up as a child, I always told Xavier, behind every action, there's a reaction. You have to take responsibility for the things that you do. And he knew that, but he was scared, I was scared, and of course, you know, it was a lot of ridicule behind my decision to do what I did. But 9 years is what he got, and I thought that was better than life. He was loyal to the streets, he was loyal to the gangs, he did not want to break the code of the street, and I had to convince him and remind him that he's my child. What about our code? What makes anybody else's life more important than yours? You were not put on this earth to be institutionalized, to die young, none of that. That is not what God had intended for none of me and my children, and I believe that. So over the years, I could tell when he was in Toledo and he called me about this riot, and I was tough love. I had to remind him that he was not in college on many occasions. I had to remind him that I was poor, unemployed, single, with 3 other children that I needed to take care of. So when I had it, I sent it. When I didn't, I didn't. And he had to deal with that because I didn't send him there. He made a decision to go outside of what I thought, what my family had told him and instilled within him to, run with the streets. So therefore, there's consequences behind your action, and that was 9 years of institutionalization. And he understood. I mean, I know he was angry on many occasions because I'd tell him on the phone, and his siblings would be like, "Ma, you don't say that. Don't be mean to him. He's in jail." I said he's going to have to toughen up because you're not in college. You're in jail. He called me. "I got my GED. Duh. You're brilliant. I'm not shocked behind none of that. You're supposed to get your high school diploma." He was in denial still and talking the jail talk and the gang and still trying to be street. Then he went to Lucasville and I was scared for him. But I'm a firm believer in God, and I knew God locked him up like that to save his life. He had to completely isolate him so he could hear nobody's voice but God talking to him. And then I got that call and I was starting to speak to a young man who had some purpose and knew that he wasn't put on this earth. He would call and tell me, Ma, you was right when you told me A, B, and C and this and that. And I said, okay. And, to have him home, it's I've gotten that question and I can't even answer. I don't know. It's what it's supposed to be like. It's just natural. I'll holler at him just like he was here the whole 9 years. Boy, sit down. Okay, motivational speaker, go take the garbage out. I'm still mother. Because he was 16 when he left. So to come home, 26 years old, a grown man, I have to remember, I have to step back and let him be a man. But that's still my firstborn child, and I love him to death. And hopefully this won't be a continuous thing, because you can change in the system if you just let yourself. Success is determined by the willingness to follow some instructions. And he followed some instructions, and hopefully he was successfully able to come up out of the penal system with that.
But I'm gonna just say, when he came back home, I seen a different person. You know what I'm saying? It was the same person, but it was a different mindset. On the person. He was focused on bigger and better things. He wasn't influenced by the streets no more. He wasn't really on. His mind wasn't on the streets. He was on how he about to make something happen. For himself and for his family. And I seen him start putting that foot forward immediately. Like 6 days out of jail, he already had a job he had to go to. Already had interviews he had to go to. People been out on their butts for years. You know what I'm saying? Just crying and complaining, like, when you can do it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it inspired me a lot.
My name is Xavier Nickerson. I am Zay's younger sister out of 4. I'm the second oldest. Him going to jail, I was in the 9th grade. So I was in the 10th grade. So I was 15 years old when this happened, and I remember details that I don't want to remember because it's painful to talk about, but I do know, with me being the second oldest, our younger siblings was looking for another leader. So it was hard for me to not necessarily take his place, but feel that role. I have a little brother and a little sister. So when my little brother got into altercations with people, bullies, he was still young, my little sister was still young, I was still young. I had to find a way to help him conquer those bullies. I had to, what would Zay say? What would Zay do? Zay wouldn't let it happen, so don't let it happen. you know, and just trying to fill both roles and play both roles, it took a toll. On top of finding out how much more time he had, yeah, I was angry, I was frustrated, and Zay knew that. I don't think I cried until he was locked up for 3 years though. I don't think I actually cried because I felt like me and Zay's connection was, I told him, I knew something was gonna happen, not necessarily what happened, but I knew, like, yo man, you smarter than that. Stop making bad decisions. What are you doing? You know, if you go back, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to write you. I'm not going to do nothing because it's not fair to us that you keep doing this to us, that we have to worry, you know. And so when it happened, I ain't going to say that there was a disconnect between me and his relationship. It was just that understanding that we didn't talk about. You know what I mean? So, no tough love, but tough love. But now that he's back, speaking to him before, when he first got in there, yes, he still sounded like same day. He needs to sit in there a little bit longer, you know, but years, he helped me grow up too, being inside, you know. He helped me be a leader. He helped me not give up. I can't find exactly what it is that I want to do because all I know is they telling me not to give up. Whatever it is, whatever your niche is, just figure it out. Don't give up. Keep yourself busy. You'll find it out. You'll figure it out. So keeping that in the back of my head, I knew I couldn't give up. Even if I didn't necessarily finish it right now, I will later. And him walking and living that, now that he's out, I have to show him that I got you. You know what I mean? I have to show him, like, I'm here with you. I'm glad that you're out now and that you made it these 10 years, a decade of your life being taken away without your sibling. That's hard, you know? But I'm glad he's here and I'm ready to work. I'm ready for him to manage me because he's smart enough to do it. And I'm just ready for, you know, our family to just be back together, and I'm just blessed to have him here.
So today is my, I want to say, 33rd day since I've been released from prison, and I've been walking in my purpose. While I was incarcerated, like I said, I found myself. So today I know for a fact that I want to one day be a father. I want to be a motivational speaker, and I met an organization, this organization, Visions Revealed, which can actually help me walk in that purpose of motivational speaking. While I was incarcerated, I was in this club called Toastmasters International, where it helped sharpen up on my speaking skills, and it got me away from being shy to speak in front of people. It got the stage fright out of me. Right now, I'm drawing up a plan to start an organization, a mentor organization for youth and incarcerated guys too. It's called NICO. It's an acronym for New Influences Can Change Outcomes. So that's them things that I want to do. Me as a man, like I said, I want to be a father. I want to be a husband one day. I just want to be a good big brother. I was out of my family's life for 9 years, and it changed a lot of things in their lives, and it affected me in a major way because things was happening out here that I couldn't help, or I couldn't assist them in the way that I should have been able to if I'd have been out here. So, you know, I'm a very optimistic man. I try to look at the bright side of everything. I try to look at the good, the light that's in everything. I'm a child of God. I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ, and you know, I try to walk that, you know, not just talk it. You know, I still got little mix-ups and hang-ups that I do, but never in a negative manner. You know, I have no hate towards anyone. I've done things in the past that I should be hated for, but I learned to forgive. You know, I'm a forgiving person. I'm a caring person. You know, I'm a family man. You know, and I'm just grateful for this opportunity. You know, I'm at Visions Revealed, my 9th day out. Well, not my 9th day out. I went to go speak with Visions Revealed my 9th day out to the juveniles at the detention center here in Cleveland, and it was a wonderful experience. You know, it was showing that my purpose was manifesting right before my eyes. You know, I used to talk about this when I was in the cell, or when I was with my guys when I was locked up, and tell them, like, yeah, I'm gonna be a motivational speaker. I want to go talk to the youth and do this and do that. And I got a lot of feedback about how I can't do it. You know, go home and slow down and, you know, just enjoy yourself and You know, don't worry about helping nobody else. Help yourself first. But the opportunity came. You know, I believe that when opportunity knocks, preparation answers. And the opportunity was brought before me by my brother, Wall Street West, and he was linked with Visions Revealed, and we set it up. And I plan on continuing this relationship with Visions Revealed for a long future to come, man. Because I don't want the youth to do the same things that I did when I was 17 and have to be taken away from their family for a long amount of time, because it affects everybody that's connected to you. It really hurts the people that's connected to you, the people that love you, and nobody should have to go through that. And if I believe that what Visions Revealed is doing, it can help change that. It can help break that cycle. If the people that we go talk to are willing to listen, and the people that they embracing, like me, and a few other guys that's been incarcerated, man, I believe it got the potential to be something great, because no other organization I don't know that I've experienced has done things like this, you know, outside the churches, you know, but they haven't done nothing like this. So I'm just grateful to be here, and you know, I'm just blessed to know Visions Revealed.
Looking back on all I put you through, too much of a thug. They tell you that I love you. Now I know I made mistakes, here hoping and praying that it ain't too late. I thought I had my game tight, thought I had it locked down, no it wasn't right. Now you wanna blow before I let you go. Something you just gotta know.
Ain't nothing stopping me from getting back tight with you. Go ahead and grip, you got the right to. If I gotta roll up my sleeve and fight for you, I'll stand outside in the rain all night for you.
Baby,
ain't nothing stopping me from getting that tight with you. Go ahead and grip, you got the right to. If I gotta roll up my sleeves and fight for you, I'll stand outside